Hi everyone, this is Shannon Shy. Welcome to another installment of Q&A with Shannon about OCD recovery. Thank you for the questions. We are in the towards the end of a mini series about my strategy. This is part 6, and I apologize for clearing my throat a lot. We are in the middle of allergy season, and also the shirt. Well, I threw my wife a surprise 60th birthday party, and the theme of the party was the 1960s. So everybody, and I mean almost everyone, dressed up. And what was funny is I told folks, I think we could probably wear these outfits out in public and no one would even turn to notice. Okay, the question that gave spark to this mini series, could you please talk a little about the actual application of your strategy itself? Like, how do we know this is an OCD thought? What is it doing to us to make it so that we know it's OCD? And then what do we do? I'm pretty sure I remember the main tenets, but a refresher course can't hurt. Anonymous. All right. Well, we've been through ground rules 1 through 3. One is you don't have to be perfect at implementing the strategy. 2, separate yourself from the disorder. 3, identify the thoughts that you suspect are coming from OCD and attribute them to the disorder. And now 4. All right. We are in the moment. We've attributed the thought to the disorder. Now what? Well, ground rule 4, allow the intrusive, irrational thought. Do not resist the thought. Do not try to replace the thought. The checkpoint are the types of things that I would say to myself in the moment. I don't care whether I have this thought or not, but it's okay if I do. It's okay if this thought is in my mind. Thoughts never hurt anyone. I am a compassionate person. Allowing the thought doesn't mean I agree with it, enjoy it, believe that it is true. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. This ground rule was the epiphany of my recovery. So, mind you, that my initial psychologist gave me some basic advice and then set me out into the wilderness. That advice was identify the thoughts you think are coming from OCD. Don't resist the thoughts, resist the compulsions or resist giving into the compulsions. I spent more time or all of my energy really on identifying the thoughts and then resisting giving into the compulsions. But I could only resist until I broke because the thoughts never lost their intensity. And so I had to think about this. What did my doctor say? Well, my doctor told me what not to do, but he didn't tell me what to do, right? And I'm not digging on the doctor here or dissing on the doctor here. He didn't tell me what to do. So I thought logically, if trying to resist a thought coming into my mind or trying to replace the thought that's already in my mind with a better thought was making the disorder stronger or the thoughts more intense, what if I just allowed them to be there, right? A full release, a full opening of the gates to my mind. I don't care if the thoughts are here. And it doesn't matter what the content is. And I had some really disturbing content, but it didn't matter. I would just allow the thoughts to be there. OCD was screaming at me, you have to care. You can't let this thought into your mind. You can't let this thought stay in your mind. And I would say, no, I don't care if the thought is here. It was indifference. I could be indifferent because my theory was that OCD thoughts had no value, a false narrative. And no matter whether OCD tried to tell me one thought was more significant than another thought, no matter whether it tried to tell me having the thought in my mind must mean it's true or that I truly was a monster. It tried every way to get me to care, to give it value. And I said no. Right? So if one thought of OCD has no value, then all thoughts coming from OCD have no value because the root is OCD. 0 equals 0. That was really helpful to me. Again, allowing the thoughts to be in my mind, as difficult as it might seem, was the epiphany of my recovery. Just let them be there. I don't care if that thought is in my mind. I wasn't saying, for example, I don't care if I just hit somebody with my car and they're dying. What I was saying is, I don't care if this OCD thought that I just hit somebody with my car and they're dying is in my mind. I don't have to give it value, and if I don't have to, I'm not going to. I can be indifferent. You can too. All right, stay tuned for ground rule number 5. It is the creme de la creme of recovery. All right, until tomorrow.